Howdy do, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking about CTR, which is short for click-through rate. Judging your click-through rate tricks to increase it, alright? So essentially what I'm telling you is how to judge your CTR and the tricks that you are going to use to increase it. A click-through rate under 1% means your ad is too generic and causing ad blindness, and your target audience is too big and generic. Let me show you an example of something that I have right over here. This one has a 1%. Then again, it has a smaller audience. This one's at 0.773, I think, 0.775. And this is something that's too generic, something too everyday like, but it does what it's supposed to do. This isn't driving clicks. All I want this to do is have a huge type of spend, so the more I get it in front of people's faces, the more they will realize and know what Simple Social is. So that's exactly what I'm doing with this ad specifically right now. It's not for clicks. If it was for clicks, I'd be using a different ad picture, but for now this is just an ad that I'm using for just to get people aware. And again, if I wanted it to drive clicks, I'd use this ad in a different variation. So let me go back to the PowerPoint right now. So a click-through rate from 1 to 5%, your ad is on its way to do great things. Literally, I'm being serious. That means your ads can use more work and testing. However, keep them active while you test different ad variations. This is really important because I know a lot of people, they will go and they'll create a different ad and stop the other one when they have like a 4% click-through rate because they think 4% isn't that good. 4% is actually pretty dang good if you're looking on an average aspect, okay? So don't pause your 4% ad, just create a new ad and see if you can get better than 4%. If your ad that you created, the new one that you created, is getting better than 4%, then yes, obviously you can stop the one at 4%, but you keep adding on and deleting the other one that was beaten out by the one you just created that did better. Alright, so I hope that makes sense. Now, a click-through rate with 10% or above, just sit back and watch the cash roll in. Literally, once you get a click-through rate of 10% or above, your numbers should be working out in huge profits. If you're paying out, I'd say in CPM, which is cost per mil, if you're using a CPM basis with a 10% click-through rate, you should be literally raking in the cash. Now, what happens here? So if your ad is under 1%, you should be using CPC. 1 to 5%, this is the in the middle that you can really decide what you want to do. 1 to 5%, you can either run CPC or CPM. However, CPM is most beneficial if you have a 10% plus click-through rate. Now, why is that? Because if you switch the ad just to get impressions and you know you're getting a 10% click-through rate, for every 1,000 impressions, you're getting 100 clicks. And the impressions are actually a lot more cheaper, right? Believe it or not. Because let me just show you exactly what happened here. I had, where's the, not the reach, I'm looking for impressions. Impressions right here. 200 something impressions. 258 impressions for about $1, all right? So about $1 for every, so $4 for every 1,000 impressions, and essentially if you're getting 100 clicks at $4, you're paying $4 a click. All right, does that make sense? If I was getting a 10% click-through rate, then yes, I'd be paying about 4 cents per click, targeted click, and that's when you start making a ton of money. Once your ad is converting like wildfire, you will literally just start seeing the cash rolling into your accounts like you wouldn't believe. So again, the ads converting is definitely a huge factor, but the biggest factor that you're in today is crafting your email series out, because you can send as many clicks as you want. You can send 10 million clicks to your email follow-up, right, and make 0 sales, because if you don't do it correctly, if you don't plan it correctly, you're going to end up failing. So make sure you watch this whole day and understand exactly what's going on. So again, know your click-through rates and keep testing when you're using your ads. When you're creating new ads, keep testing and keep building, and delete your ads that you created in the past once you created a brand new ad that beats it out. Right? So again, that's how you scale up and move on up. So I know a lot of you are going to be falling under the range of 1 to 5%. Some of you, the select few of you, will get a 10%, and I know it varies on a lot of factors. I've given you the tools to get more than 10%. I've gotten more than 10%. And it's with the ads that I told you, the ones that are very simple, but they also need to be very targeted. All right, so if you're targeting weight loss in general, don't expect 10%. Expect 1 to 2% on the high side. Right now, if you're targeting women in the ages of 20 to 25 who like Jenny Craig and Dr. Phil, then yes, expect a 10% click-through rate if your ad is very good because you're micro-targeting. So again, that is how you are targeting on Facebook. This is how you want to judge your click-through rates and how to scale up with click-through rates.